the architecture. The piece that we played 3 years ago?
Sophomore year.
Two.
2 years ago.
I'm Jake, this is Ashley and Haley. For our senior project, we went to different elementary schools, Bowles and Fancher, and we just talked about the fine arts program at the high school, and pretty much did a little bit of a performance for them, and let them kind of interact a little bit with us, and taught them about the different aspects of the fine arts.
Our big question was, how can we bring awareness to the fine arts, and how can fine arts benefit you academically? My name's Haley. I play flute, different types of clarinet, saxophone, and bassoon at the high school. All my 4 years, I've been a part of concert band, our marching band, winter drumline, solo ensemble, musical pit, and full orchestra.
I'm Ashley. I'm a percussionist. I've been in concert band for 1 year, the wind ensemble for 3 years. I've done marching band, drumline, winter guard. I've been in the full orchestra, in the pit for the musical.
I'm Jake. I'm the principal saxophone player for the concert bands here. I play lead saxophone for the jazz band, all kinds of instruments. I was the drum major for the marching band. I was piano player for the winter drumline. I'm the section leader of the Chamber Singers, which is an after-school choir. I've done solo ensemble for six years. And I have a rock band called It's Our Name Here. And I played tenor sax in the pit for the musical.
Why did we pick fine arts? Well, as you heard, we were all really involved in the fine arts when we came here, and we really wanted to show elementary kids the opportunities they can get from being a part of the fine arts here. We have a little picture of our setup from, I believe this was Bowles,
Hold on.
just to show them what instruments you could play if you were to be part of the band program here.
Part of what we did when we went to these schools was we took the day off, obviously. We put on different performances for the kids. We taught anywhere from 5th and 6th grade to kindergarten through 4th grade. Jake did some jazz performances. We had 2 guest singers with us, Emily Markle and Haley Watson. We talked about all the different groups that you can get involved in and when you can get involved in them.
Our goals were to, one, we wanted to communicate that you can do fine arts and sports. And fine arts isn't expensive. You don't have to put out a ton of money to do fine arts. We really wanted to communicate that anyone can do it, athletes, geeks, whatever. We also wanted to build relationships with the students. I think a lot of kids are scared when they start getting into West, Fancher. Some of these kids haven't even known Fancher. Fancher, West, in the high school, a lot of kids are scared and they don't really know what it's like. So I think a lot of them, we gave them our emails, and so we're waiting for emails from them to kind of build a relationship and get just make them not scared. And we wanted to build a program. That's always a goal for the fine arts, is to just make it bigger and bigger.
Why did we pick fine arts? Did you know that music teaches us science, foreign language, and even history? And we are going to have Ashley read a sheet of paper.
This was a piece that I found from the Pennsylvania Music Educators Association. It's titled, "Why Teach Music?" Music is a science. It is exact, specific, and it demands exact acoustics. A conductor's full score is a chart, a graph which indicates frequencies, intensities, volume changes, melody, and harmony all at once and with the most exact control of time. Music is mathematical. It is rhythmically based on subdivisions of time into fractions, which must be done instantaneously and not worked out on paper. Music is a foreign language. Most of the terms are in Italian, German, or French, and the notation is certainly not English, but a highly developed kind of shorthand that uses symbols to represent ideas. The semantics of music is the most complete and universal language. Music is history. Music reflects the environments and times of its creation, often even the country and or racial feeling. Music is a physical education. It requires fantastic coordinations of the fingers, hands, arms, lips, cheek, and facial muscles, in addition to extraordinary dynamic control of the diaphragmatic, back, stomach, and chest muscles, which must respond instantaneously to the sound the ear hears and the mind interprets. Music is all these things, but most of all, music is art. It allows human beings to take all these dry, technically boring, but difficult techniques and use them to create emotion. That is the one thing that science cannot duplicate. Humanism, feeling, emotion, call it what you will. This is why we teach music. Not because we expect you to major in music, not because we want you to play or sing all your life, not so you can relax, not so you can have fun, but so you will be human. So you will recognize beauty, so you will be sensitive, so you will be closer to an infinite beyond this world. So you'll have something to cling to. So you'll have more love, more compassion, more gentleness, more good, in short, more life. Of what value will it be to make a prosperous living unless we know how to live? And that is why we teach music.
So going on with that, also when you are part of the fine arts, you become a stronger leader. I know all three of us have been involved in the leadership programs, so we've been represented as really good leaders, so that's good. Your IQ is at least 3 points higher. We have a chart right here where it has no lessons, is about almost 5. Drama is a little over 5. If you've been in a keyboard or instrumental class, your IQ is 2 points higher. And then voice is almost 3 points higher. Your language development is much stronger. As you heard, most of the language in music is often German, French, or even like Spanish. And then you're going to score higher on standardized testing if you've been in a music, art, activity, or class. It's been proven that if you take the SAT and you've been involved in a music class, your point will be 91 points higher than someone who has not taken a class.
One of the things that we did when we went to all these classes was we gave them little questionnaires. One of the questions that we asked them was, why is music important to you? And we took some quotes from the questionnaires that we got back, and the good ones we took the good ones. And some of them were really positive, and it was really surprising how much of an impact we had on these kids. Because it frees me from the harsh world and of all my stress, worry, and pain. Music is my key to break free.
This is from a 5th grader.
Yes, sixth
Sixth,
grader.
sorry.
If there was no music, there would be no world. It is awesome and cool to do. Because it is my life and I love to listen to it. It puts me in a good mood. It is my inspiration. I love listening to music, and because if the world didn't have music, we wouldn't be ourselves.
Another question on the questionnaire was, do you plan on joining any of the fine arts, which consists of band, choir, orchestra, and drama? And these were some of their responses. Because your performance was an inspiration, I'm going to join band. I was inspired by someone I know to play an instrument. Choir, band, and drama. I love to act. It is so fun at home. I love to sing. My mom says I have a great voice. I love to play the recorder. I want to play the flute later in life.
And another question was, did you enjoy our performance? They said, yes, I learned new things. I loved the performance because they knew what they were doing, and they were also very good. Yes, because it was inspiring. Yes, because I got to learn a lot about music and cool things. And yes, because they did an amazing job explaining and singing and playing the instruments.
These are 2 different recordings that we took while we were presenting to these kids.
I don't know how to do it.
I don't know. No.
Well, we sang, and they sang along with us. How do
Can
you
you
make
show the
it?
second video?
How do you make it back big? Back big. Alright, well, I'm sorry. Technical difficulties. We sang a ton of different songs for them. A lot of them were just improvised. We didn't really rehearse at all. One in the younger classes, they sang Twinkle, Twinkle Little Star with us. And in the third grade class, You guys know the song "Say Something," A Great Big World? Yeah. They started singing along with that song, so that was really cool for me personally, because that's like, I didn't think they would know the song, but they did. Oh, okay. So just some food for thought. Why are fine arts important to you? Not everyone sings, not everyone paints, not everyone acts, but everyone does do fine arts. That's a same credit.
Questions or comments for this group?
Yeah.
You get any negative comments and?
Tons. A lot of the kids, well, I guess not very many. A lot of the kids didn't want to do fine arts because they're athletes. And we made it pretty clear that it doesn't matter. And a lot of them said they didn't enjoy it, or a handful. And the last question was, is music important to you? And quite a few of them said no.
Why do you think there's a distinction drawn between you either have to be an athlete or you have to be a musician? Why is it that people think that you can't be both?
I don't know.
What
I think
are
it's
your
because
thoughts for the team? I don't know.
I think it's because they don't get told that. Like in the elementary schools, there's two classes. There's gym and then there's music, and they're completely separate. I don't know, maybe if we made them maybe if you made music a little bit more physical or gym a little bit more fine artsy, it might change the opinion on it, but I don't.
Could it
No, it's
be,
not.
this is just me hypothesizing, could it be the fact that the sports on television and the media are more in your cognizance than the arts?
I think it's definitely a social thing,
You know?
where people believe that, you know, people in fine arts maybe aren't as great as people who play sports. You know, sports are glamorized all the time, whereas, you know, artists and dancers or singers, they don't get much, you know, as much as the athletes.
You guys have heard of the Canadian folk band called, I think it's Levant du Nord?
Yeah.
Anyway, they performed at Minnesota for the Arts about a month and a half ago or whatever. Anyway, I hadn't heard of it either, you know, I thought it'd be kind of cool. I've wanted to get my students, my students. That's what I think about my kids, you know. That's how important you guys are to me, you know. Seriously, you know, you inspire me. But I took them to go see them. I haven't really heard them, and what I thought was interesting is not only was the performance a great performance, but my kids who kind of at first were like, I don't know, this is gonna be weird. Pretty soon they're bouncing in the seats and going with the music and they're clapping along. And man, Levant du Nord was like the best band they've ever heard in their life, you know, except no one else knows them, right? You know, it's one of those things that I think it's the exposure thing.
Mm-hmm.
What made you choose the songs that you chose to play for the kids?
Honestly, the chord progressions are kind of easy. It was just like, what did we play? We played Imagine by the Beatles.
Someone like you,
Uh,
Adele.
Yeah, Someone Like You by Adele. Say Something, and they're pretty simple, and they're pretty simple vocally, and I'm not a great singer, so.
But you want to please your audience.
Yeah.
You give them what they want, right? I mean, like if there's an encore or something like that, people come to see certain types of pieces.
They did do a couple requests, like we sang Happy for them. What else?
We attempted.
Yeah, we tried.
There were a few Beatles songs.
Yeah, they requested a lot of Beatles. I don't know, it's just.
Surprising. given the age
Surprising,
group.
yeah.
Yeah, nice work, thank you.